I've been correcting posture for the past 7 years. Here are 2 exercises that are the absolute best for correcting hyperkyphosis and forward neck posture. There's a lot of nonsense and silly stretches out there. I promise you, when you take the time to do these slowly and mindfully, you will feel the changes and the transformation happening in your body. If you have an imbalanced posture like I do, you have a myofascial structure which has compensated and is probably stuck in that position. The reason doorframe stretches and Supermans don't work is because you'll just naturally go back to your original posture. So these movements are going to unravel your old posture. Start with a light weight in your right hand. Your right knee is forward. Your left foot is back. Feel your weight through your right heel. As you lift up the weight on the right-hand side, I want you to feel that coiling tension rise. As it reaches a tipping point, you step forward with your left foot and continue that forcing punch with your right arm into the sky. Feel your weight in your left foot as you push through to the ceiling. Let's do it again. The slower you do this movement, the more you will get out of it. The first time you do it, start with no weight or very light weight. You might have heard about the mind-muscle connection, which is the neuromuscular connection. What we're activating here is the neuromyofascial connection. Instead of thinking about individual and isolated muscles to activate during the movement, we're thinking about our myofascial wetsuit that encompasses the whole body. Now, at the bottom of the movement, I'm not correcting my posture completely. I'm going into the collapse, into the compensation, and towards the top is when I'm really unraveling that part of my posture. I do have a very severe 85-degree kyphoscoliosis, and that means that my middle and upper back has a lot of tightness, stiffness, and with fascia, that can feel like a lot of old glue in that area holding it in place. By being mindful of how I'm distributing weight through my heels and up my spiral myofascial chains, I'm able to actually release those adhesions. Right about here, I can feel those adhesions being released, and it sounds like a crumpling aluminum can. As you start generating heat and movement through your fascia, you'll start moving smoother. I've been doing this movement for a couple months now, and I still get amazing alignment gains through this. Get to know where your particular restrictions are and learn how to unravel that through this movement. Let's go a bit slower, a bit deeper. The slower you are, the more you're able to activate tension consciously throughout your entire body and send that wave of tension up through your body. The same way you can tell your arm to squeeze your bicep, you can target tension throughout your entire body. So on the next repetition, let's be mindful of that. We're looking to coil up the tension at once. If we don't get it, we can stop and reset. As your heel pushes into the ground, your arms start to bicep curl slowly. Then we start to extend through the thoracic, pushing forward, stepping forward to balance our weight correctly, pushing through our right heel and left arm. Okay, head is dropped forward, relaxed. I'm not trying to fix my head posture yet. As I generate force from below, then I open up the thoracic as I step forward and push and punch the sky. Okay, a couple exercises before we move on to the second exercise. This is a nice one for connecting with the activation of our deep front line and our deep back line. Notice how the weight shifts from toes to heels. Okay, so we'll call that one the superhero sky punch, and this one is going to be the sternum pull-up. I'm here using a pretty thick band here because I don't want to be struggling and thinking about all of the different muscle and strength that I'll need to activate to do this movement without the band. I can bang out a bunch of pull-ups, but that's not the goal of this movement. This goal is to force alignment and activation of deep thoracic extension. So there's a few cues happening here. I have a wide grip. I'm pulling down from my elbows as I pull up into the sternum pull-up. It's called the sternum pull-up because the sternum is really leading and being lifted like it has a puppet string. At the same time, we do want to keep our ribs tucked in and tucked down. Make sure to get a good grip on the bar. I like wrapping from little finger to index finger, getting a nice strong grip there, and being really patient. The slower we go through this, the more cues, the more things we can pick up on the way up here. Notice how parts of your body activate in order to pull off the pull-up. I always describe thoracic extension as if someone is putting ice down the back of your shirt and how you react to, get away from the cold that's going down your spine. That's the best way I think we can imagine thoracic extension. I want you to have lots of thoracic extension as you pull down with your elbows. Your sternum is raising towards the sky. Your core and abdomen is engaged. It's helping that the bottom of your ribs are not flaring. They're tucked in nicely. And at the same time, breathing into the back of the diaphragm. If you can do all of these things, you are going to feel an amazing elongating sensation occurring throughout the entire body. During this movement, I continue to feel some deep cracks and crumpling of myofascial alignment. Using this band allows me to spend more time in this position as well as explore gentle movement through this area. I'm also working towards a muscle up, so the more I'm able to extend healthily through that mid-thoracic, the easier that muscle up is going to be. Watch my heels here. I'm activating the back line of my fascia. Our fascia is our largest sensory organ, and our feet has 5 different sensory nerves as well. So when I'm placing my weight on my heels here, I'm sending a signal along the myofascial bands, the myofascial chains of strength in my body that we need to activate and align. This wide grip sternum pull-up also promotes that. When we have imbalanced postures like forward neck or hyperkyphosis, it can often wear out our energy. It can create tightness and tension. So doing things like cat-cows and cobras and those kind of things are really just stretching, and it doesn't do much for actually adjusting the fascia that is holding us up for most of the day. Think of fascia like scaffolding, and you can adjust that scaffolding with your mind by just thinking about it, especially when you combine it with your breath. So as we move into the elevated position here, I'm focusing my breath on expanding the back of the diaphragm, just below the back of my ribs. It's one of my favorite ways to reverse the kyphosis position. Finishing up here with a quick run to make sure everything's working well together. The changes I've been feeling recently have been monumental. I'm really excited to be sharing what I'm sharing on this channel. Make sure to click like and subscribe. I'm going to leave a QR code here to join the Posture Dojo, where I share my entire Heightmaxxing posture correcting protocol for free. I'm on a mission to empower you to understand that you are the creator of your posture.